Hey everybody, welcome back. Movie review time, where we geek out about a movie we just saw, and we just saw Your Name.
No.
We just saw Spirited Away.
No.
We just saw Howl's Moving Castle.
No.
We just saw Weathering with You?
Yes.
Yay! Is that my new joke? Is that the new version? I just realized.
I hope not.
I just realized you haven't done the spoilers, so when the alien comes, you haven't done that in forever, I just realized.
I thought about doing that. What did we watch last night?
Bombshell.
Yeah, I thought about making an illegal alien joke. And
that would have been... I don't know, I think that would have been kind of... Well, depending on what the joke was. Anyways, we're here to talk about Weathering with You. This is going to be our spoilers video. We are going to talk spoilers. We are going to ruin the end of the movie and all kinds of stuff. So if you haven't seen it, you don't want to know these spoilers. You want to go on and wait until you've seen it to watch this video. However, whether you've seen spoilers or not, you want to check out... And you get a minute here to click out before we get into it. But you do want to check out our no spoiler review either way, because that's more of our real review. This is just going to be more of a geek out with a little bit of specific things we loved and we couldn't talk about in the no spoilers. We're not movie critics, we're not movie reviewers, we just like movies a hell of a lot and we like to talk about them, and she's excited it's not an Oscar film, although you probably wish it was.
It could be an Oscar film next year.
It's just so early in the year, I don't know, like, unfortunately these kind of things get forgotten, but maybe, we'll see. So we're not really critics, so we're not gonna, we're just here to talk about it and geek out about it. You can get more movie reviews, more movie madness, all that kind of stuff faster than we get it to YouTube by checking out Stardust, where we do 30-second reviews and reactions, or you can check out my Patreon where I do full movie reviews. I'm in full-on Oscar mode. I'm doing a bunch of other Oscar movie reviews over there by looking up TheEricButts, using links in the description below. And if you are looking for all of our Oscar reviews, any movie that got any Oscar nomination, even if it was just for a best song, I've started putting together. I have 2 playlists made. I have one that's just our no spoiler reviews, and one that are all our reviews of all those movies if you're interested. So be on the lookout for those, and I'll update them as we do more and more. And and then, like I said, I'm doing some of the documentaries on Patreon and all that. So I think that's pretty much everything I say. You've had plenty of time to click out of this video if you don't want to watch the spoilers. So here's your final warning. Spoilers.
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 Anywho.
The cat was so adorable.
Until it grew up.
That was awesome. That was awesome. He got so big and fat, and he had like turned into the other guy, and like he was even like mouthing, he was like rah rah rah, while the guy was like, "No kid, get out of here." He's like rah rah rah. Like that was just an awesome little touch.
Sounds more like the penguin.
Yeah, a little bit. And we had a pretty good crowd in there. And I was kind of surprised, though. It sounded like you and I were the only ones really laughing at some of the stuff, like at least out loud.
At least one of the girls next to me occasionally giggling.
Okay, cool. All I heard was snoring, I guess. So maybe it masks some other laughing. But no, we had a good time with it. And again, in case you didn't watch the no spoiler review, which you should, we did watch the dubbed version. It was just what we had access to at the time. And you can see this movie pretty much all week long. Most theaters are carrying it looks like now. So you can check that out. But but the cat was really awesome. Again, I just liked the characters. I love the way the kid kept getting the joke about he goes into that one place and he finds the girl on the couch and he's like clearly looking at her boobs. He's like, I shouldn't be doing this. And then she wakes up and she calls him on it later. It's like, by the way, I totally know you were looking at my boobs. He's like, and then like later, like they're all on the bench and he finds out she's not the mistress and he's just staring at all of them and she's kind of leaning forward and in front of his girlfriend, that's not his girlfriend yet, and all that stuff. She just calls him out. He's like, are you looking at my boobs again? I don't know why, but that shit was killing me. I love the little brother. He's probably my favorite character in the movie because he was just kind of cool. And like I liked that he was like this player that, was talking to all these girls on the bus and everything. And I like that it turned out to be her little brother and how like he was actually happy to help, even though he was kind of like, who is this dumbass that's now in my life? So I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah, especially like when he was in Child Protective Services and he called his girlfriends and go, hey, I need you to spring me.
Yeah, that was actually pretty great. And they did that. I can't remember, like, the guy got caught recently, but there was a real life story about that where like he had his wife or his niece come in or something in like drag, so she could like take the wig off and all this. And, like they even had a prosthetic of her face. So this real drug lord was trying to escape custody by dressing as his significant other. I forget how the story goes, but it's a real thing.
I hadn't heard that story.
Oh yeah, you need to look into that. You'll love that story. It's short, but I basically told you, but it's really funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was great. They pulled that, and like the one girl's like, damn it, how dare you call your ex? You must really need this. She's pulling off the wig and everything. And then later when he attacks the cop, but he's like still dressed like the girl without the wig. He's like, look at what I did for you. You better save her. You know, all that stuff was cool. I like how the movie opened up with the most gorgeous bukkake scene I've ever seen. Come on, all the little, the watery, fishy, froggy things kind of looked like rainbow semen a little bit. And they were just swarming that girl when she was floating through the clouds initially. So I did have that thought, and I held on to it, and I'm glad I remembered to make the dumb joke in the video.
But I have to say, that is probably the most Ghibli element of this movie.
The water creature kind of things.
Yeah.
And I like how that's kind of... It didn't need explaining, but it's like... I want to say under-explained, but I mean, it's not really like it needed explained. I mean, it was just perfectly... There's just enough about it. They don't dwell on it. It's just kind of a thing that's happening.
It's like, this is what's going on. Make of it what you will.
Yeah. And the part that got me emotional, the part where I was crying, was definitely when he actually did get up into the clouds and he saved her, and they're all falling and reaching for the hands and all that. That's what got me a little emotional. It was sweet. It was really sweet. So that actually got a couple of tears out of me.
That whole sequence when he first gets there, and where it was all pretty and everything, and it's all thunderstorms or there's like, oh boy, I think you done fucked up.
Yeah, I know. I was a little bit wondering. And then I know they would never do it, but there was a part of me when they were falling and clearly falling to earth that I was like, man, if they end this with the two of them just going splat, credits. That would be pretty fucking amazing. I'm glad they didn't, but it would be kind of amazing.
Yeah, but I think that's why they did the epilogue, so that I don't know if they particularly wanted the whole, well, did they or didn't they die, because
that's what I was going to get to, is like, I liked that before the epilogue, because there was a long stretch of black, because even you were like, is the movie coming back? That you were they could have left it as, because they didn't show them moving or whatever, they just showed them back down there, and it's like, oh, did they or didn't they survive, you know?
So there was something I wanted to point out, I'm not sure if you caught it or not.
Probably not.
At the very beginning of the movie, where she's in the hospital room with her mom, the camera shows just a shot of her mom's wrist, and there's this bracelet. Black bracelet with this blue teardrop type thing. Throughout the entire movie, we see her wearing a choker with that little.
Because I remember that being broken when she had landed.
So I was just going like, so I'm pretty sure whatever she was before, that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, well, I think that was kind of. I think they kind of hinted that the curse was broken there when he saved her, because she was praying and it wasn't sunlighting and all that. So
I thought that was an interesting.
That was an interesting touch, which reminds me of another little bit of a jewelry touch that I really appreciated. Because at first, when the not Spike from Cowboy Bebop boss, when he's talking to his mom about visitation with his daughter, and like she says, plus your lifestyle. And then it cuts to his finger.
Actually, it's probably his wife's mom.
It could be. But it cuts to his ring with the two finger, or his finger ring with the two rings on it. Initially, I was going to ask you, is that something culturally I didn't understand? But obviously, I came to understand from the film that, oh no, it's his wedding ring and his dead wife's
I've
wedding
known
ring.
guys to do that.
I could totally understand that. Don't you dare fucking die before me, because it's going to be weird enough having to wear one ring, and I would probably want to wear two. But don't.
Yeah, no, I need you need to die first.
You can handle it better than I could, yes. Ideally together when we're super old and somehow still having sex. That's the ideal. But I mean, is there really any better way to go? You know?
I think the ideal for him is he actually wants to die while he's having sex, but
well, no, I figure we both orgasm and a just instant heart attack and we're gone. TMI? Nah, not on my channel. But yeah, I did think that was a nice other little touch too, you know, with the two ring thing. I thought that was pretty sweet. And that he almost gave up his chance, or possibly did give up his chance at custody for his daughter to help save the kid at the end. I like the gun element.
I think he had, because when he showed him the pictures, like my last, date with my daughter.
That's true. He's still doing the dates. He wasn't getting custody. Yeah. Well, that's sad. But again, I like that's one of the things I like about these, the realism of it.
I thought it was interesting that like the little brother was still hanging out with him.
Yeah, that was pretty cute.
So you're going like, so did like somebody did like one of them end up taking custody of the kids?
Yeah,
because she was underage.
Yeah, that was a fun reveal too, that she wasn't actually turning 18. Yeah. You know, I mean, I was never given time to dwell on it. But there was a time or two I wondered when she would say, I'm almost 18. She's like, I'm about a month from 18. And I'm like, most kids know when they're a month from 18. They don't have to hesitate and think, I'm about a month from 18. Most people gonna turn 18 are like, oh, I got this much time left.
The legal ages in Japan.
That's true too. Well, clearly they were saying 18 because that's what I would, through context, I would say it has to be 18 because why else would she tell everybody that was the age she was going for? Because, you know, she was trying to maintain her own legal... I could be wrong. You can tell us in the comments if I am.
That's one of those things I'm unsure of.
Right, yeah, some of the cultural things.
Yeah.
The cool twist thing that we loved.
Actually, because I think they're actually considered adults at 20.
Okay.
There's like a special ceremony thing I was just reading about the other day.
Well, it's kind of like at Secrets, people were asking about taking their 18-year-old daughter or whatever, and I just was thinking, I guess you would have to be 21, but they're like, no, like 18 and up, and it's like, oh, I guess...
well, when I was there, drinking age was like... They didn't bother to card anybody, but I think it was 16.
Well, that's what I was getting at. So I guess, oh, that's right. The drinking. I'm so used to the American drinking age of 21 that it's like, oh, right. Outside of the country, other things are different. Because I was like, I've never seen anybody at Secrets card anybody or have a system where that was. So I was, anyways, just kind of relating into the movie a little bit.
Children aren't allowed.
Right, under 18.
So
thank God. That's when we go there. We got to get away from the children.
Yeah. Anywho. Back to the movie.
We didn't derail that far. That was vaguely related because we were talking about age of adulthood. Okay. We weren't too far off the track.
Well, we were derailing really bad.
We were getting there. Yeah. Oh, I know. I've zeroed in a little bit here.
Okay.
Oh, the twist. The twist we absolutely love.
Yeah. It's just like, because, you know, being a Japanese movie, you totally expect it to end where she sacrifices herself to fix the weather, and you expect it to pretty much end with that. And you know, the kid, you know, he's sad, but he learns a life lesson from it, and goes on.
Yeah.
This is the interesting case where they went, nope, we're going to be selfish bastards and take it back.
And I kind of love that, which is why it was kind of weird when we heard the director interview talking about how a lot of people, particularly in Japanese culture, would think that's a horrible thing that he did. And I'm like, that sounds cool to me. I mean, he's just letting nature happen and he gets to be with his loved ones. So I don't think it's a horrible decision. He's like, but if you know, it's a selfish decision because of how it may affect others. I'm like, but it's nature. Maybe people want the rain. I don't know.
Most people would not want the rain.
Not that rain. Not the rain that sinks frickin' Tokyo again.
Not the rain every frickin' day.
I would not be able to rain all the time.
And the rain, it raineth every day. No.
But I did think that was pretty cool. But we do have a couple of logic issues with that as well. Like, I mean, it's cool that happened and they actually went that way with it.
Do you want to take a commercial break?
No, I think like we're getting close. Right. I'll watch it'll still be 20 minutes. But like, damn it, why didn't I take one?
Just throw that out there.
I appreciate it. But like some of the logic flaws were like, okay, 3 years later, there's still cars that are like 2 or 3 feet in the water on the streets. Like that would become a health hazard. That shit would have rusted out and been a problem. There's no way they're leaving those cars there all that time.
Well, it's just, how does a city continue to operate when that much of it is underwater?
Yeah, I would have almost...
your subways are going to be non-existent.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about the subways.
Buses are going to be pretty much non-existent.
Well, I do like that they they showed that they had kind of developed these almost like water bus thingies that almost like super big high-end gondolas kind of almost, you know?
But yeah, it's going to be like, would it be feasible to continue operating a city in those conditions?
Yeah, well, obviously a lot of it changed, you know.
But I just seems like a losing proposition.
Yeah. But hey, it's an animated movie, so who cares?
I know. The thing is, I wonder about this. Like, you give me a scenario like that, and I like my science brain, my science brain, and my econ brain, and everything else starts going like, well, how would that actually work in the real world? Like, it's like that whole I think they've started writing papers and stuff about what would happen if the snap actually happened.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like all the legal ramifications, and especially when people start coming back. And...
Yeah, I mean, I totally get it. I think it's part of why you're adorable. I got 2 more big things to bring up. One is now we both thought one character looked vaguely familiar But I don't know that either of this would have picked up on this at all had we not watched the director's thing.
Wouldn't have.
So in case you haven't seen the director's thing, there's actually the two main characters from Your Name cameo in this.
Yep.
Apparently just before they've met. So that was kind of neat. The dude actually has a big scene because he's like the grandson of this one sweeter old lady
who hires them to
do the sun girl thing.
Yeah, the sun girl thing for Oban.
And then the lady selling jewelry, the kid picks out a semi-familiar looking ring. It's almost like the gumball ring, but a little bit cooler because it had the wing.
It actually kind of gave me a Card Captor Sakura vibe because it had the little wing.
Okay, yeah, you're for me
there.
Yeah. So that was really, really neat. That was a neat revelation because we did think the guy, like the character, looked familiar, but it's one of those like, I mean, anime characters often look familiar.
I feel like I should. Did they bump into him before?
Right, yeah.
It's like, because that's what I thought. Because that's what I thought was like, was he in one of the earlier scenes? And I was like, no, apparently he's in the other movie, and I just totally forgot.
It's been a couple years though, so
yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was really, really neat. I liked the tub scene when they finally got the hotel. It was like, oh, then how about a boys only bath? And they're turning on the switch, and they didn't tell her to turn on the switch. Those jerks. She would have appreciated that.
She probably could figure it out on her own.
I know, but they didn't show it in the movie, so I was just trying to have a laugh that they didn't tell her. The karaoke there was really cute. All that kind of little stuff was really neat. I guess that's a real thing too, because I know they wouldn't do it if it wasn't, but just the authenticity of some of those Japanese hotel rooms. So are hotel rooms in Japan, are they all soundproofed? Because that would get pretty shitty if you have to listen to everybody's karaoke at 3 a.m.
I'm not sure because which hotel they were in, but I'm pretty sure that was probably a love hotel.
Oh, yeah. You know what happens there.
Karaoke, apparently.
Karaoke. You beat me to it. I waited too long on my punchline. But the other big thing I want to bring up, and then if you've got anything else, we can wrap it up. But I know this is just totally not stupid, but it's just a realization I had. I hadn't really picked up on this, and this is because I'm a newer fan of something. As many of you know, I've recently, over the past year and a half, become a massive Godzilla fan, watching every Godzilla film ever made, and a bunch of the other Toho movies. I was thinking, man, that Ghibli logo in the beginning, that background looks awfully familiar. It looks a lot like the Toho thing. And I've never made the connection until tonight that apparently Toho is like the Disney, I guess, of Japan and owns like all the movie studios because all the Ghibli stuff in this movie and everything is like coming out as a Gkids is a subsidiary of Toho. Yeah. Like Toho has all the copyrights all over it. And I was like, well, no wonder it looked like the Toho thing. And now I'm like, so what happens when Godzilla shows up to Tokyo at the end after this movie? He's like, what the fuck did you do?
Did I get drunk and forget I did this?
Right, yeah. I was like, was it Mothra? Was it Ghidorah? Who did this? Not that Mothra would do it. But anyways, that was just a random connection I made tonight that I was kind of excited about. Yeah. So there's that. But I think for the most part, that's what I got to say about it.
Yeah.
And you're right, we made it to 20 minutes. I should have taken a break.
You totally should have. What'd you think of all the music? Because there was a lot of...
I liked it. I think it mostly all worked. Occasionally, some of the more rock stuff feels a little forced, like it's just a little out of nowhere, just the tiniest bit. Not enough to make me dislike it, but...
Yeah, I kind of like what they did with the subtitles.
Because, up in the corner?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it wasn't totally distracting?
Yeah. Because you could read it or you could ignore it.
And just go with the vibe.
And also, that's probably done for two reasons. Partly for that and partly... it keeps, on the subtitle version, it probably keeps those from competing with the actual subtitles.
That makes a lot of sense, yes, I would agree. Because nothing like watching some of those animes where there's like 3 levels of subtitles happening. You're like, what am I even supposed to read?
I have to watch Drara and the dub just because there's so much text, actual text that they have to translate on the screen.
I gotcha.
That's kind of like, and I spent a lot of time going, pause. I was like, this is going too fast.
No. Yeah, all right, so that was cool. Yeah, the subtitles, the music, yeah. Yeah, I liked it, man. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I still think I like your name better, but, you know.
Well, Eric is a pretty sweet name.
It's much better than Call Me By Your Name.
Oh, God, yes. God, yes. Again, I still state that my favorite part of that movie that I did not like at all was that there's literally a moment when I feel like the camera operator got bored fucking filming it. Like in the middle of a scene, it's just like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna film over here. That's like the only thing I really remember from Call Me by Your Name. Because that was one of the most pretentious works I have ever seen, of just pure pretension and boredom. And it's, you know, I mean, I can like a lot of those kind of movies, you know, and even...
God, I triggered him so bad.
You did. Well, because then even the other thing about it is I was excited for the Suspiria remake, and then I found out it was the guy that made that, and he was making it an hour longer than the original. I was like, oh... not so excited. But then I watched it and that was fucking awesome. So I guess he just has that one movie that I'll be like, oh, nope, can't do it. And if you loved it, awesome. I'm not trying to piss in your cornflakes or rain on your parade.
This is probably going to be me watching The Irishman.
Yeah, sorry. You don't hate me. You can skip the goddamn Irishman if you need to. I just feel like you should probably see all 9 Best Pictures. But whatever. Because then I'm going to be like, it's the best movie of the 9. And then you'll have to watch it on your own.
And I'll be like, that's nice, dear.
Anyways, that's our thoughts on Weathering with You. It was a nice little break from the Oscar movies, but I'm excited to go back and get on some of them because I got like 25 movies to watch in 27 days.
Mm-hmm. Good luck with that.
Yeah, well, obviously you're not watching all of them, but It is funny. We went through the list with you, and there's only like 2 or 3 you weren't actually interested in. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to watch some of those without you. Just
that's fine.
I know.
I don't care near as much about this as you do.
I know. But I mean, I just thought, like I said before, it makes watching the Oscars so much more fun when you've actually seen everything and you can care.
In the past, I've been pretty good about guessing who's going to win without knowing any of the movies.
Yeah, but that's it. That you and I watch them for very different reasons. I don't care about, it's not like the sports pool thing. It's not like, you know, like doing a basketball college brackets or something, you know, for me. It's not about, can I figure out who's going to win or not? It's like, what do I think the best is, and do I think the voters chose correctly? So I come at it very differently, I guess, so. But anyways, that has nothing to do with
in the past. I turn it on and watch it while I clean house.
Yes, but that's before the last few years where I've required you to come over with me and Mike and live stream it because people like to see you look pretty in a dress.
We did PJs last year.
That's true. We did have to half-ass it last year, but I feel like probably did we last year?
I'm pretty sure.
Well, I know the year before we definitely dressed up, but we'll probably dress up this time because I like dressing up. Champagne. I don't think I drank champagne last year. It might be new enough to champagne. It might have just begun. Anyways, there'll be some champagne.
Anyways,
Weathering with You. It was cool. Go see it. And let us know. What did you think about it? Are you excited? Did you like it? What was your favorite part? Do you like it more or less than your name? All that kind of stuff. Geek out with us in the comments. This is the spoilers. You can say whatever you want. So we'd love to hear what you have to say. Mm-hmm. Other than that, you can click the thumbs up button. Give us the good old thumb of encouragement, as we do love to be encouraged. Check out the Stardust app and or my Patreon, especially since I didn't put in a damn mid-roll ad. Okay. You can find those by looking up the Senpai. That was another thing I loved too. He's telling little brother, I'm gonna have to call you Senpai. You can find those things by looking up TheEricButts or use the links in the description below. Now we're gonna get out of here so we can go watch some more stuff and review some more stuff and argue over will she or won't she. Here we go, everybody. Take odds. You can put odds. You put your bets down in the comments. We'll start doing this. Will she or won't she watch The Irishman by February 9th? We shall see. So yeah, all those things. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna go watch some more stuff. We'll see you all later.